Hello friends, this is another short video about conversions and changes that you guys can make to your models. I have over here, as you guys can see, this big Custodes in front of me and in front of you right now. And I want to take advantage of this model to show you the tip, a very quick tip that many of us that do conversions and changes to the models can take advantage of, which is the switching and changing of legs, just the legs. And I want to speak that when we think about conversions, a lot of times we think about just making the models big. But in this case, when you change the legs of a model in the way I did over here with this model, you do have the outcome is you get a different, almost a different model, just by changing the legs. You know? As you can see, the way I did this one is he looks almost like striding. A big step. I put them in a very thin base. This is probably a 3mm base. By switching the legs also, you in many cases make the model taller. I always say that one of the things that I do when it comes to putting together models is I just don't pay attention to the rules when it comes to what part goes to which part in most cases. I'm gonna give him a quick rotation so you guys can appreciate the pose in which he's walking, and I achieve a more dynamic pose. If you guys can observe, he looks like he's just jumping from one pile of rubble to the next one, almost like giving a big lip. Okay. And this is also true when it comes to other models. Like in this case, for example, I have this one, which I also changed the legs on this one. In many cases, I changed the legs on both models. I'm sorry, in both legs in the same model. Sometimes it's only one leg, sometimes it's two legs. And you do achieve sometimes a more relaxed position. And in this model over here, you can see in the back right away, I'm gonna put a close up, that the legs have been changed because they are not following the usual pattern that the company gives you in the instructions. This is the plastic model, the regular plastic model, entirely. Everything in the model is from the regular plastic models. I have used in this case, this is hammer from the Dead Watch. And coming back to the legs, you guys can see right there I can see right away that the legs have been swapped, changed, and modified. Okay. Another model that I will show you right now, and where the changes have been made to the legs, is this one, and this is very obvious. This is also the plastic, comes from the plastic kit, plastic model. And the legs have been swapped, changed. I haven't added nothing to the legs. But by doing this, I got a totally different model. It looks totally, to the point that many people ask me if they are recast or if they are 3D print. No, this is just the regular plastic kit that comes. But by switching and changing the legs, you do achieve. Look here, like when I put it in the back, towards the back, you guys can see right away that these legs have been switched and swapped. And it does give you your model a different look, as you guys can see. In this case, it looks like he's also jumping from one place of the base to the next base. No. That is the base, and that is the model. Okay. And I have another one that I painted, and this is just the regular Space Marine, and the leg has also been swapped and cut right there by the hip, and switch and change. If you guys recognize, this leg belongs to the Dead Watch. This comes from the Dead Watch plastic kit. Nothing in this model comes from forge, whirl, or 3D print. Entirely, this model is made from plastic. Very cheap way to create a new look for a model. And in this case, it looks like he's just jumping, holding his weapon very tight, almost like the way you do when you're gonna jump, and when you're going to take a big leap into the other side of the base. And you guys can see that the model has been totally altered, totally changed, just by the mere fact of just swapping legs, changing legs, and reattaching the legs. This is a small tip that I want to give. I'm going to be doing a series of tips when it comes to conversions and the things that you guys can do to make your models look better. You don't need to spend a lot of money. It's not necessary. You guys can achieve different results, something that will give your models a different look, just by swapping and changing the legs. I'm gonna do it right now. This is the regular primaries that I do for comparison. You guys can see that one of the facts that has helped me make this model over here true scale is the fact that I changed the leg, swap the legs. I'm gonna bring this other one over here, which is a Mark III. Same thing, I'm gonna raise him to the level, and you guys can see, you guys can observe that the scale is spot on. The Mark III is probably maybe 2 millimeters shorter than the river over here, the primary river. Another model that I'm gonna bring is this one over here, which is another Mark III. And this one is almost touching the base. I haven't raised the model too much. And you guys also can observe that the model is maybe 2 or 3 millimeters taller than the conversion, the Mark III conversion from the plastic kit. So the scale is just spot on. I'm not making these guys bigger than primaries like some people have asked me. No, they're not. They're usually 2 or 3 millimeters shorter than these guys, and that's the way I want to keep them. That's the way I like it. That's the way it should be. Okay, friends, so with this I finish this video. Subscribe, ask questions, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell so you guys can receive notifications when I do these small videos that I'm providing you guys, so you guys can get some ideas of how to do your own conversions, the things that you can do that are sometimes very simple, inexpensive, very cheap, attainable for anybody, of how you can make your models look unique. And in this case, we have talked about legs. Remember, follow your instinct when it comes to the legs, and you're gonna receive different results. You're gonna receive a different good-looking model from the rest of the models that you see out there. Thank you so much, and see you guys in the next video.